Okay, action determination in closed session. Item A, unpaid leave of absence for RSEIV 3253. The board has decided to approve that, that request. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Gillette, second by Foy, all in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. Okay, a recording of this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as a public record. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Thank you, senior desk.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Didn't realize how much stuff I had. Okay, roll call. I'm here. Mario is absent. Bob is here. Susan is here. Brandon is here. I got Susan is absent today. And our motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Gillette, second by Brendan. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Reports and communications. Present certificates to the Tropical Middle School band. The students, Mr. Ferrandini.
Just like that. Where would you like me to stand?
Oh, I put that up there just in case they need it.
Right here.
Good, sir.
All right, well, I'm going to just make a couple of comments and then we'll just go with what we're here for. I just thought if I was going to have a chance to come over here to the board meeting, I'll just give you guys at least a little bit of update what's going on with the tropical music department. I think the last time I was here it's just been a really long time. I don't even know when the last time was. Am I supposed to use this?
Oh, it's not on.
Oh. So you may not know, but I'll just kind of run it down. One of the things we added a few years ago, we're now really ending our second full year of it, is we added an orchestra program at Tropico at the request of the superintendent, and that is going well. And I just wanted to kind of include that in what's going on. We have advanced band. My advanced band at Tropico is a marching band program with an attached flag team unit. We also have a drum line that is active within that. The advanced band does concerts, and we go to concert festivals. And so that's kind of the main performing group. I have a beginning band program that meets right now, currently in 3 different classes, and they do concerts, and they also went to festival this year. We have a choir class. They do their winter and spring concerts. They also attended festival this year. And the orchestra now is doing their concerts for the winter and the spring and went to festival. And so for me, the victory here is I fought really hard to make sure those kids got to go to festival. If you're not sure what festival is, it's not wrong to put it this way. This is probably the best way to put it. You know what state testing is? You know what state testing is?
Yes.
We test all the kids on the standards that they were supposed to learn. That's what a ratings festival is for music. And so we hire judges that know the standards. They know what the students are supposed to be demonstrating in their abilities to play at the levels that they play at. And they're going to be given a rating. The lowest rating that they could achieve would be called poor. We don't want that rating. They could get a fair, a good, an excellent, or a superior. And so what was really nice was that all 4 of the groups we took to festival this year had an excellent rating on stage. And one of the groups, the advanced band from Tropical Middle School, got a superior rating in sight reading. And what that means is that they were given a piece to play they'd never seen before. They were given about 4 minutes to look at it, and they were asked to play it. And they were judged on how well they played it, and they got a superior rating. So again, I'm going fast because I want to give you a brief overview, but what I want to say about that also is thank you. Thank you for the support from the board so that we could do that. We ended up having to go very far this year to go to festival, which was very odd. We will probably not do that again, but we ended up for 3 of the groups ended up having to perform for festival at Fresno High School, which is quite a trip for us. And we would much rather perform in the Antelope Valley. It's looking like next year those venues will open back up and we'll be able to perform much more locally, which is, I'm going to be glad about that. But just thank you for the support. Thank you for the superintendent for the support for the music program out of Tropico. I wanted to say a special thank you here today for the transportation department and the professionalism that they have shown. Boy, we were driving in some hairy situations with some weather that we had going up back and forth from Fresno. And they did a great job. They really did a great job. So they deserve a lot of thanks for that. I wanted to make sure I don't forget to thank a very special staff member out of Tropico Middle School who has been, out of the kindness of his heart, he's been helping me. And to run this many performing groups and to go all the different places I go, I really have had to learn that I can't do it all by myself. And Dan Morrow, who is a teacher out there, has been out there for a very long time. He will come to me and say, when is the choir going somewhere? Where is the band going? When can I come help you and be a chaperone? Do you need me to drive a van or any of that kind of stuff? So he's just been a great help. And I want to say thank you to him. And also my wife, Judy. You may hear me refer to her as Chew because that's what I call her. But I definitely could not do this job without her help. So thank you so much. So that's kind of an overview of what's going on. May 14th and May 16th, that will be our spring concerts at Tropico Middle School. If you'd like to feel invited to that, they will be at 7 p.m. I'm not quite certain if we're going to have them. I don't know which building we're going to choose this time because we're looking at the size of the audience and where we're going to be. But we're going to be at Tropico on the 14th of May and on the 16th of May for our spring concerts. The drum line has been doing really well. Every competition they went to this season, they took first place. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty excited about my Tropico drum line. We are going this Saturday to Eastside High School for finals competition. It's the last competition of the season. And we are going to be stepping off in finals competition at 11:24 a.m. at Eastside High School gym. If you'd want to come down there and check that out. Gosh, there was one more thing and it just went like that out of my mind. Not sure what it is. Drumline, all this stuff. Anyway, it's just been a really great year. It's been a really active year. I'm excited about the fact that we're growing back and we're bouncing back after all of the different things we've gone through. I just won't say the word, but you guys know the thing that we're all bouncing back from. But the program is growing and the students are, I am concerned about the numbers of students that are in the program, but that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is their quality of ability to play and their performance level. And the performance level is rapidly coming up. And I'm very excited about what next year's performance is going to be like because of that. Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to mention, we have been diligently teaching 4th and 5th graders at both elementary schools 2 days a week after school band. And that is coming along nicely. And we're going to be bringing some of those kids up into Tropico's program as 6th graders next year. So that's exciting. Oh, and one more thing. I'm probably going to have to split my orchestra into 2 classes next year at Tropico, which is almost certainly going to mean we're going to have to go back and figure out that we probably didn't buy enough violins and violas and cellos and such because the kids that have them. And if we have another class, we got to figure out what instruments to put in their hands. So I'm just giving you some warning. All right. So the reason I actually came was because we also let the students here in our district participate in county honor music programs. Every year they run 2 programs, one for the high school level and one for the middle school level. And so I wanted to honor the students that we had at Tropico that were a part of that by giving them their certificates. And so we had 5 students from Tropico that were in the Kern County Honor Choir this year. And I will call them up. Did you guys want to hand those out or do I handle them? How do you want to handle them?
I'll join you.
Yes, come join me. That'd be great. So we had Zoe Waldron. If you're here, would you come on up, please? You guys hold that too.
Okay.
I didn't know where the camera is. I'm sure there's gonna be someone taking a photograph. Jada Rudd. Eileen Martinez. Not here tonight. Caleb Wilder. Caleb. And Bobby Ann Yost. So they really are to be congratulated. They had to go and audition for this, and so they choose the best voices in the county, and then they go to 4 rehearsals, and then they have a performance, and we present it to the public in Bakersfield every year. So I'm really proud of them.
Awesome.
And as they are taking their seats, we'll talk about the fact that we had some other students. We had one of our students who tried out, and they kind of had a little struggle as to where they wanted to put him, because both the band and the orchestra wanted him. And I knew that might be a possibility. And so what I did was I had talked with him ahead of time and asked him, what group do you want to be in? So he could be his choice. And so Jeremiah Mongi, if you'll come on up. He's in the Kern County Honor Orchestra from Tropico Middle School as an oboe player. And I don't very often do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it because he deserves it. This kid practices like no kid I think I've ever met. And he was not just a great oboe player. He was the best oboe player in the county. Yeah. You can sit down too. And now we'll talk about the band students. And we had 2 band students from Tropico that were in the honor band. Jordan Gomez. I don't know if Jordan came tonight as a flute player. And we also had, Francisco Arredondo. Francisco plays the French horn. Did a really great job. What's that? And he's a 7th grader, which means that we can take another swing at this next year. Very excited about that. I'm very proud of all of them. I am expecting to have more next year. I'm going to be telling my tropical kids there's just no reason why we're not all trying out. Maybe we should be taking a busload of kids out there, right? So anyway, thank you very much. School board, if you're not aware of this, this school district's been supporting that program, that specific program. And by supporting, I mean allowing us to take kids up there and let them be a part of it. Well, since 2000 was, I think, the first time I took some kids up there. It's the first time I knew about it. And all of a sudden, someone said to me that this was a possibility for my students. And I was like, we got to do this. We have to be a part of this. So thank you very much. Good job. Thank you.
Okay, item B, Tropico Middle School Washington DC trip 2024-2025. Brenda
Del Riego, yeah.
So I'm Brenda Del Riego. I'm also from Tropico Middle School. I am here to present hosting information for our next Washington, D.C. trip next year. So we went this year with some of our students that are here today. So we just want to do the trip again. It is not a school-sponsored trip, so it isn't like a field trip or anything. We will be going during spring break, so it won't interfere with any classes. So why am I here? I'm asking for permission to post on our walls in the history classrooms, so there's 4 of us. It would be in my room. I will be 7th, 8th next year. Mrs. Clint, who will be all 8th, and then our new 7th grade teacher, and Miss Yonker, who is SDC history. Sorry, I can't see what I wrote. So it's gonna be 1 poster for each room, flyers sent out to all 7th grade students, and emails through Parent Square. So that's what I would need use through the district. We want to invite all current 7th graders and any 8th graders who missed out on the trip this year are welcome to join us next year. And then information. So to let you guys know what it's about, let you ask any questions. So it will be during spring break of next year. Our dates are not finalized because we won't know until we're like 90 days out or so. But it will be between April 12th and April 18th, and this trip will only be 4 days. So it will not interfere with any classes and will be within that spring break window. And that's us at the airport coming back. They loved it. So benefits of traveling. It allows the students to see what they read in their textbook. So that is our current NGL Sync, so National Geographic, that's our 8th grade textbook. And then that is a handful of our students in the park between the Smithsonian's this past trip. They get to, so during 8th grade, it's the introduction to U.S. history. It's one of their first invitations to learning about U.S. history. So they learn about the 13 colonies, early developments that are settling, Constitution, law. And so going to Washington, D.C., they get to see all of these things. They get to see the monuments of the presidents they learned about. They get to see memorials of wars that they've heard about and that they continue to learn about. We get to see the White House. We get to watch the changing of the guards, the tidal basin, and again, several Smithsonian's. There's a lot of other things in between. It's a lot to squeeze into 4 days, but it's totally worth it, and they do enjoy it. And here are just a few of the pictures. We got to go see the Ford Theater and the house where Lincoln was shot. This is the changing of the guards, the tidal basin. This trip, we are not going to Williamsburg and Jamestown, but that does show you that they get to interact with everything that they've learned in the classes. And the tour guides that are with us help them bridge that gap. So we all know that students learn things and then they go out into the real world and then they draw blanks or they panic. Or sometimes they just don't remember the very, very little detail. But our tour guides do a great job at helping them remind them of what they saw, what they learned, and how that connects directly to what they're looking at right then and there. More monuments, Mount Vernon, the Capitol building. Just more presentation. If there's any questions, I brought the flyers that I'll pass out. And that will be hung if you'd like to see those.
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is the flyer that will go home. I can pass it if you guys want to see it. This is the full itinerary of the days. This is the administrator's guide, so it has all the liability information that EF Tours has. When I was in middle school, I went on 2 tours with EF Tours, and they are an awesome company. This last year, the one that we just finished, was with World Strides, and it was a great tour. We just wanted to expand and make sure that we're picking the right companies to go with. And then this will be the poster that will be in each room. And then we'll probably have a new poster later on with any other meetings. Any questions right now?
Yes, I have questions.
Yes.
Will there be chaperones?
Yes, so for every 10 students, we get 1 chaperone. At this time, it will be myself for the first 10, and then depending on how many students sign up, it can either be another parent or another teacher, and I have about 3 teachers who would be interested. So I think we prefer some teachers and parents, but it just depends on the number of students who sign up.
And do you know at this time what the cost is? Like you said, it's not a school event, so what are they looking at in cost to go?
This cost is going to be under $3,000. They can do monthly payments, and there's also some, not scholarship, but like fundraising. And our district should qualify for getting a few hundred off of their full price. And at our information meeting, which is written on the white sheet with the blue on top, it should have been the first one passed around, May 8th, that has absolutely all the information that will be provided for everyone, but absolutely everything is provided. So all 3 meals, the flights, hotel, transportation. So students wouldn't need to bring any pocket money with them except for souvenirs.
And when do they need to decide or commit? I know you said dates aren't concrete yet.
No, they're not concrete, but the actual trip itself is happening and it will be spring break. We would like them to sign up sooner than later so that they can start monthly payments and those payments can stay lower the sooner that they sign up. I will get confirmation on that. I believe January of 2025 would be the deadline to sign up, but it would be a bigger chunk of money up front.
So here it says an RSVP is mandatory to attend, and that's just for the meeting?
That's just for the meeting, and signing up for that meeting does not lock you in any way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Can you discuss briefly a little bit about the fundraising? How does that happen and not happen on our campus?
So this last year, we did some fundraising with a travel club. This upcoming year, we will not have the travel club and we will not do on-campus fundraising. So EF Tours will have something like a GoFundMe page, but it is not a GoFundMe page. And it is linked through their travel agency. So families can ask for donations for Christmas presents, for this or for that, for friends, and it would get donated directly from there. So that's the first step for donation. The other step for donating is we will help our students draft letters to go to businesses locally and ask for donations from them. This past year, when we had a few students do so, they lucked out and they were able to get a nice chunk of money. But we don't want to guarantee that we can raise $500 for every student, since we don't know the number that's coming in and we're not sure how much work each student will do. So if one student's going to do tons of work and ask 5 businesses and they get theirs paid, then they shouldn't have to share that right now. But we will help and assist if they want to go out to businesses.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is this limited to a certain number of participants, 2025, I thought I saw?
20, no. No, so it does say that it is limited. It depends on the number that we get. So if we get, so no, there's not really a limit. The more the merrier, the more people we get, the better. But depending on the number, it depends on how many buses we'll get, but that won't affect the price if it goes up or down. You're welcome.
And is there a minimum?
10,
Okay.
or essentially 8, but 10 for the chaperone.
10 to in order to authorize a chaperone?
Correct.
So if you were to have less than 10, would you cancel the trip?
No, we would. I would still go.
Just without the chaperone?
I would still go. I would be the chaperone. I would just have to pay. I wouldn't be a free chaperone.
Okay.
So we want a minimum of 10.
Yeah, okay, sure, yep.
But they also work it out because they don't want to cancel the trip. So they would assist in that area. Other questions or concerns? Ideas? Anything?
Thank you.
All right, RTA report.
Oh, wow.
CFDA. All right, CEO report, Mr. O'Hagan. I'll give you a moment.
Yeah.
You know where my mind went? If we actually went to look at it.
Yes, CBO report, Mr. Irving.
Alrighty,
Dang, where'd everybody go? You guys, come on,
between last board meeting and this board meeting, we had auditors out for the beginning of our semi-annual, audits. Everything went okay last week, so, yay. Haven't got any emails in their follow-up of, stating anything otherwise. CDE was out on, April 12th for the administrative, review of, the cafeteria as part of their, every 3 years they can check on districts to make sure that everything is going well. Nothing negative to report out there, thankfully. I want to say thank you to parents for their patience and understanding the last couple of weeks, especially this week with the road work and any delays that has caused transportation and picking up or dropping off students as we wait for four-way stop all the way down the boulevard. And naturally it coincides with people trying to get on the base for work and get off base from work. Same time we're trying to get kids home. So it's, I appreciate everybody's patience and understanding with that nonsense. That's about it for me. It's almost May, so looking forward to May revise from the governor to figure out what next year's budget looks like.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Mendez.
Good evening, everyone that joins us here and online as well. Congratulations to our students that received their recognitions this evening there. Just some updates in regards to different activities and events and meetings that we've been participating in. Myself, as well as Mr. Torres and Abraham Lincoln team members, we have been participating in the literacy coaches and Lean specialist educator training, and we attended on April 18th. I attended the 5th session, and they really focused on root cause analysis and coming up with different solutions. And in particular, this is focused on reading. The reading specialist in the program that is going to be offered in the following year, the 24-25 at Abraham Lincoln. So then that's an ongoing. We have another session coming up, session 6. So I will continue to attend those sessions to gather the information needed for the requirements for that particular grant. Okay, and then I went ahead and we had a DAC meeting on April 17th. Some of the items that we discussed included state testing. We also provided ethnic studies updates, and then LCAP input. So the District Advisory Council provided input for LCAP. We have the Oral Language Festival going to be occurring on Saturday, April 27th. We have 6 students that are going to be participating in the Oral Language Festival in Bakersfield at Stone Creek Junior High School. They have different times depending if they're elementary or middle, but the general time is from like 8:15, 8:30 to about 1:30, 1:45, depending on the judges and so forth. They're gonna have judges on this. So these are students who went over to Mojave and they were finalists there, and they got moved on to that was a regional, and they got moved on as finalists now to participate in the countywide Oral Language Festival. We have 2 elementary and we have 4 for middle school. Okay. And we've been working on planning professional development for the upcoming school year. We've also been adding a little bit more details information for the PLC Institute and Avid Summer Institute for this summer. That concludes my presentation.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Assistant Superintendent of Special Education and Pupil Personnel, Ms. Taylor.
Hello, everyone, and I also wanted to congratulate the Tropico music students. They are doing an excellent job, clearly. And our department, I wanted to say, we are now midweek in Hope Week and have lots of activities and different dress-up events going on every campus. I've heard numerous students who have decided that Hope Week has officially become their favorite week of the school year. So that's exciting. Also, we have Special Olympics happening this Saturday. It will be at Rosamond High Early College campus on their football field. Everyone is welcome, and I'd like to encourage everybody to come out and support our amazing students. And that is it for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Mrs. Vargas.
Good evening. Next week, we're going to be honoring our classified of the year, so we'll have those folks here and those awards for them and the great job that they have done this school year. We're busy filling all of our open positions. We're able to hold some interviews today, with a few more tomorrow, a couple on Monday. So we are kind of getting in the swing of that, continuing our recruitment efforts. In the board agenda, you will see we have our renewal for our billboards. One of them is a new billboard, and that one is going to be located, you'll see it, it's on the west side of the freeway, just north of Avenue I, kind of where all that construction equipment is. And so you'll be able to see it as you come north. So people that are coming, towards Roseman, hey, you know what, we have some jobs here. If you live up in this area, we'd love to have you come and apply. So,
Ms. Vargas, do we have any metrics on that to know if those are working or if there's anything? Because you mentioned the recruiting efforts and the budget, and I see nearly $100,000 here for tonight's approval for recruitment. And so are there metrics that this is actually working?
we have a lot, we do have people that say, hey, we saw your billboards, just as people are coming, we don't have anything specific that says, yes, I applied for this job based on the billboard. But it does give us a lot of recognition. People do, even our current employees, people do see that billboard, those billboards out there. So, yeah, as far as specifics, I don't have specifics on that, but.
Is that something we should ask our applicants, like where they found the job, something like that? It's pretty commonplace, right, for most?
Well, I mean, we could, generally, we don't necessarily ask, but that could be a question that we do ask.
Well, my concerns are that I keep hearing that the budget potentially could be shrinking, and like I said, we got $100,000 here of recruitment, and I just would like to know that it actually comes back. Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
actually gonna go over that particular item.
We're gonna go
Budget
through these items
We are.
one at a time?
consent items.
Okay.
If you have questions about this.
Yes, I do. Okay.
then we will
Sure,
go over
sure,
that.
absolutely.
All right, so we had some classified testing that took place today. And so testing is required for all of our classified positions. Current employees that are looking to move into different classifications, they can just contact our office, and we do those individually within our office. We just have to make arrangements. Generally, when we do testing during the day, it's for outside applicants. Internal applicants, we just ask that they give us some notice. Say, I want to, as maybe a food service and want to test to be a CSO or a paraeducator, they just make arrangements and they can come in and do that right in our office anytime. And that is it.
Thank you very much. Okay, superintendent's report, Mrs. Gaines.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to just begin this evening, and he left. I wish he could have stuck around a few more minutes. I can't tell you how amazing Mr. Ferrandini and his wife Judith are with regard to our music programs. Music at the elementary was a dream, and I just asked him to meet with me, and the next thing I knew was we had a music program at RES. It was Park. We bought some wonderful instruments for them and had a chance last year to hear the concert of those fourth and fifth graders, and it was spectacular to say the least. So the goal is to start the program at the elementary, which feeds into his program at Tropico Middle School. And as you can see, at one point in time, the program was very close to dying. And we, after COVID, we were able to purchase the instruments that they needed. And now he, as you heard, 3 periods of beginner band. That's how we have really, and it's all because of him. If you've ever watched him teach in a classroom, it's just delightful. And Mrs. Ferrandini, she is working with our Roseman Elementary students, and I'm just trying to encourage her to get a teaching credential and come. I have other plans for her, but she left before I had a chance to tell her. So now I'm gonna have to, let her know. But highly encourage everyone to go out and support those students on May 14th and 16th. You will just walk out of there with sheer joy of what these kids can do at such a young age. I also want to congratulate all of his students who were received awards this evening. What an accomplishment for them, especially when they're competing in Kern County. There's a lot of students that they're competing against up there, and I just want to say kudos to all of them, and again for the wonderful program that he facilitates at Tropico. We recently had a really good article in the paper about our negotiations with our teachers and how all of that came to a closure, and we were able, with the board's approval, to provide a 6% on salary increase and a 4% off salary. And I want to just say thank you to Julie Drake. She's so incredible to follow us out here and always wants to give us coverage when things like that occur. So I want to thank Ms. Drake and with the Valley Press for I think we may have even received a few applicants from other districts.
Yes.
We are receiving. I hate to say that, but they are coming, and yes, we're so excited. Come on up. We love it. I also want to say that we are in the middle of testing, and I know the Roseman Boulevard has been a nightmare because it's been a nightmare for me too. And I just want to say thank you to all the parents. The high school has started testing. Just please try to get your kids here on time every day and make sure they get a good night's sleep and they're ready to really do their very best on state testing. And that's all of our sites will be headed into testing very soon. So thank you, parents, for doing your best to maneuver through these roads and get the kids here on time. One thing I became aware of on Monday, which I'm so excited about, our chronic absenteeism in Southern Kern as of Monday is down over 10%.
Wow.
So yes, kudos to all my site leaders and parents and your kids for wanting to be here. And one of the things, we had an LCAP meeting earlier today, and one of the question that Dan assigned me to work on, which I was kind of looking for this question, was had to deal with attendance. And so I reviewed all the parents who had commented on the survey, and there were a lot of comments as to why they think attendance is better in Southern Kern. And one of the comments that I saw, frequently in the survey was that the incentives and the achiever trips. They believe achiever trips at all the sites are motivating the kids to want to be there, and also holding them accountable for their attendance to participate. High school's doing a great job of this, to participate in extracurricular activities. And so I want to just say again, there's so many people to thank when you hear about chronic absenteeism going down. First and foremost, parents. Second of all, the students for getting themselves here and wanting to be on those achiever trips. And then, of course, you know, my administrators and the teachers, the entire staff for just, you know, holding them accountable. So, yeah, so that was very exciting because that's one of the things that is often hard to decrease is chronic absenteeism. So if you will allow me, Madam President, I will present the attendance awards for the month of March. All right. So we're gonna start with Best Attendance Elementary with an increase of 0.87%. 92.74%, and shouldn't be a shock to anybody. West Park, come on down. Do not lose this one. Just kidding, Casey.
No,
Just
it's
kidding.
true. This is gonna be locked up, I promise.
But no, you should display it, just not outside.
Right, yes, yes.
At the wind.
We'll
Okay.
get a safe place for them.
And our best attendance secondary with a 0.92%, almost a whole 1% increase. Roseman High.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And we do have a most improved this month. This is really, out of 6 schools, 5 improved their attendance in the month of March. So most improved with a 1.07% increase. Roseman Elementary. Andy just loves getting awards. So excited.
You know,
There
last
you
time I
go.
came here, this is the same one we got last time.
Well, don't give up, Andy.
I'm gonna hang this up high, so it stays there.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, board member communications, we'll start with you, Lady Brendan.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I see that we're running a little late today, which is, and then I forgot to see if they were behind me, so I'm like, wait, what's going on? But,
I tried to get us what they went.
yeah.
They're shy.
Just another congratulations to, Mr. Ferrandini's students, those awards. What they do is, I couldn't do that, so I was like, kudos to you. I believe one of his students, I can't remember the name, the boy that was sitting in the back, he was a part of oral language last year, and he did, I believe he made it to the regionals as well. So hopefully this year he's one of the participants. And just, that was it. Just thank you for everyone's communications, and the Washington trip, that also seemed amazing, so I want to find out some more about that. Yeah, that was it, that's it. Thank you.
Mr. White?
Well, I just want to second that about as far as the band. That was excellent, fantastic. It's awesome to be recognized as like #1 in the whole county. I mean, that's amazing for our school district and for that young man. So that's amazing. Great job. I want to encourage the public to, I've been going around visiting sites and meeting people, and it's fantastic. But a lot of people, I think, just don't realize that they can attend these things like LCAP and the CCSPP, which is tomorrow. That's Fallon Mitchell's thing she's putting on for the community center. So these are open to the public, and they're invited everyone to come so you can help the schools make decisions on how to spend money, you know, buy new facilities, any kind of thing that the schools operate and do, or the parental center. And there's other ones too. There's the district advisory council, school site council. So I really encourage you guys to participate, because that's how the schools can hear from you best. So that would just be my plug for tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I am too going to give kudos to Mr. Ferrandini and his wife. They, he's been with his district so way back when. 3 of my 4 kids went through his program, and my grandson was on his jazz band, was the drummer. So I know the guy is very well. We've worked with each other. Robert, I know we've got a couple of proposals in for Tropico for his audio. So sometime down the line, we got to think about that to get that taken care of. The Washington DC trip, I'm glad our kids are going. I've been to Washington DC on many times from work and also visiting so forth. One of the places is that I always try to make is the Vietnam War Memorial, which I do go, and so forth. Last night was a great night for Carmen and her group, and please let them know that I appreciate them giving their time to come in and give that 5th grade orientation. It was very good all the way around. I wish there would have been more people there, but one of the things, and I was mentioning it with Barbara a little earlier, about 62% of our students are Hispanic. When we have the board up, we're giving presentations, we might want to consider a second board in Spanish.
We had a translator, so we actually, at our RES evening, Miss Zepeda actually translated for our parents, and then she stayed an extra 20 minutes to help me translate any questions that they had. So we didn't have any Hispanic speaking parents that night, so we actually are planning to actually have them in a separate room, and then one of us as administrators would be in that room doing a Spanish presentation. So
Just want to make sure that
no,
those
we're
parents are not
absolutely-
left
no.
out, and that's.
we are absolutely, and we have some of our RES parents that were at that RES meeting last week, are going to be coming to our ELAC meeting to familiarize themselves and join us and get some help with doing their electives and making sure the kids are registered and all that kind of stuff. So
I was really impressed with the enthusiasm, especially from you, with the kids. So hopefully we'll start getting that enthusiasm into those kids, and we've got better students as we start going. I know that you've got plans along with Mr. Wheeler, so anything that you need to let us know how that is going.
suggestions, please, we're always open to those.
I understand.
Thank you.
That's basically all I have, so.
Thank you, sir. Hello, guys, everybody. Glad you guys are all here. You guys listening, everyone. I would like to say congratulations to our admin. Thank you guys for being here. I see your superpowers, all your superpowers. And like you said, absenteeism is down, chronic absenteeism is down 10%. I'm sure it also, you guys are also the reason as well. Kids want to be at school, so we're doing a good job. I love the Achiever trips as well. So well done. Well done to the Tropical Middle School band. Good job. You guys are crushing it. What else? Let me see. What happened lately? I don't even remember. Oh, I know Madison isn't here, but I'm pretty sure the spring play has started, correct?
Almost.
Isn't it tonight? It's tonight the first night for the spring play? I feel like it's on my calendar from today until Saturday. But whatever. The play at the high school, go see the kids, give them support them. It's getting warm. I hope you guys are growing things in your beds I've seen your bed.
I know.
I've seen yours.
We have plans.
Somebody's gotta do it. I gave Nino some artichoke seeds. Those grow forever. Like they just keep getting bigger and bigger and doubling, and they're tasty. I've got some artichokes for you because mine are coming up as well. So yes, I was out digging. I'm gonna plant some corn. Like, come on, let's do it. It's fun. It's good for you, you know? Other than that, thank you guys for doing everything that you guys do. You guys are amazing. I did have a question about the color run. So I know the event is from 10 till 2?
11 to 2.
11 to 2. And then there's events that are happening and then the color run, are they all happening at the same time or?
We have some field events that are gonna be happening first. The color run will be a little bit later.
Okay.
And then we'll have a little award ceremony.
Oh, and awards, okay.
And we also are gonna be having food, pizza, hot dogs, nachos. Then we have snack stuff as well, popcorn, cotton candy, and snow cones.
All the things.
All the
All the
things.
things.
It
Okay.
should be a great day.
All right, that's exciting. Oh, and Mr. Mendez, Dr. Mendez, excuse me. I've never, I continued reading the book. Continued reading the book. I had some emotions, but I pushed past it. I pushed past the emotions. But it's a really good book. Like I just, when I have time, I'm reading it. I'm talking about the multicultural book that the students are going to be reading. So, ethnic studies, excuse me. It's good. It's good, but I have some feelings. But that's all. Thank you guys. So let's move on. Subcommittee.
The Willy Wonka Musical Spring Play is Wednesday, May 8th at 7 p.m.
May 8th?
Yes. And the senior trip to Disneyland is Friday, May 3rd. Thank you, guys.
Oh, does she know?
No, she doesn't.
I just Googled. Oh, you Googled it. I was like, should you know? That's excellent. Okay, subcommittee communications, any updates? No updates?
I can give you an update on the construction. We meet every Monday morning and just want to share that if you haven't been out to Tropico lately, the new side of Tropico, highly recommend that you stop by and see it. It's really, really moving along. Tropico will be pretty much shut down during the summer months because we will be painting the older side of Tropico and doing some landscaping there so that they blend and mesh together, yes. Just really, really coming together quite well. I became like teary-eyed when I saw it the day, like a week or so ago when I was out there. And also the cafeterias, it wasn't, and then now you see a frame of a building, so it's moving along quite nicely as well.
Thank you. Any comments from the public?
None.
None. Okay, consent items A through Q. Any questions? Any?
We're gonna.
Or you can pick whatever items you have any questions about.
Or do you want me to just
For the consent items? I mean,
I wasn't present for the pay, so I'm not sure how I would be able to approve those. I mean, I guess I could vote,
well,
but
they're in here. These are the minutes. So you're just approving the minutes from the last.
well,
so
from
actually not the
December,
last
from
meeting,
December
December
6th, so
yeah,
I'm not
those are
sure
the
that those are accurate because I wasn't here. That's what I'm saying. So I would not like to vote on those
So you want to remove item A from the consent?
for
items?
myself
For
personally.
yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
We table that until.
Okay. Yeah, you can abstain from
I'll
it.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll stay for that one.
Okay. And then I do wanna, I will talk to you, Madam Hargis. So I did see, we're gonna put a new sign up, and then you said our contracts are due for renewal for our advertising. So for the new sign, this is the one, the permanent structure, right?
it'll be permanent.
Okay, so just stay there, it's not gonna change and go through like the other ones?
No, the digital one is over right by Lancaster City Parks. So it's digital, and so it rotates through several. And then there's one further down the 14, have you seen it?
Coming into Ponto.
So it's on on the northbound side, you can see as you're coming in. And then the newest one will be, just north of Avenue I on the west side of the freeway, but you'll see it as you're coming north.
Okay.
Okay.
And the contract is for a year, or how long is the contract for?
So the, the 4,680 is from May until the end of June, so that's a short one. That's the one that's gonna be by Avenue I. The larger ones are, I believe that they're about 6 months.
Oh, 6 months, okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Well, motion that we approve items B through Q.
Motion by Vincelette, or did you just?
Multiple.
So I think
If you have questions, you
I
can go
think
ahead.
he wanted,
I thought we were gonna go through these one at a time, because I have multiple questions through here.
Right, so with the consent items, go through your agenda. So if there's, I'm not gonna go through, we don't go through each one of these, because, you know, there's purchase orders, which are in your agenda, the different items that are in here, they're in the agenda.
Sure,
So
I
are
read them
there-
all. Yeah.
A specific one.
Yep,
Like,
okay,
you can go
so
through
we can
each
go
one if you
through
want, if you wanna talk
my-
about them, but tell.
Yep,
Yeah,
so item H says $4,000, but in the attachment, there's actually no price attached. And when I looked at the website, that didn't match the cost that it looked like it would cost for our district.
Item H, for the
Yes.
public HR security agreement, interview and testing resources for hiring.
This is the only item that's attached here that doesn't have a true cost.
and that was for the gentleman that came the last, right?
No, this is for something that this is, if I can go out.
Please, yeah.
So this is something that we use in HR for our testing for our classified. We also, can create interview questions through this. So they sent us, this was what we paid last year. And so they're gonna send us an update, in the coming weeks, but they wanted us to approve the security agreement. So when we get that cost, it's about $4,000.
We already mentioned items I and J that I'd like to see some accountability on whether or not those are working. I mean, it's quite a bit of money. I don't know how that works, but some way to account for whether or not we should keep funding that. And then for item K, as far as I understand it, that's $10,000 per teacher they find for us, right?
So it would be. So how it works is, so just as a general, as we're looking for our recruitment, and I was kind of put that in our Friday letter, because we want to find the most qualified teachers for our students, and we do have a number of openings this year. We don't have too many elementary openings. I think I only have one left. But we do have numerous openings at for example, at Tropical Middle School. We have some applicants, but certainly we want to continue to draw people in. So that's where we just look for lots of different ways to draw people in. We had our article in the newspaper, that talked about our raises. We have the billboards. We, gosh, what else? We did have a job fair in March. We attended a job fair up in Bakersfield in February. And so we still don't have all the fully qualified candidates that we want to find for our students. And then when we get down to, say, July, August, when we hire, if we don't find our fully credentialed teachers, we will hire teachers that will qualify for either a short-term permit or a provisional permit. So then we'll bring something to you as the board to say, hey, you know what, we went out and we looked, and we could not find fully credentialed teachers, so we're asking you to approve this waiver for these PIPs and these STIPs.
Right.
So we just want to try all of these different measures so that when we bring that to you, you'll know, oh, you know what, they really searched the ends of the earth to find qualified staff before they've asked us to approve this.
I applaud your efforts. Those are, recruiting and retention is extremely hard. I've had to deal with that myself. in this area. So I totally think all these are very valid things to do. But my concern is that the cost of that one item H is not accurate. And then K, I don't know if this is signing us up for if they find us 10 teachers, we owe $100,000, or if
So-
this is a limit.
So how it works, and so, before I brought this, before I had it, placed on the agenda, I did bring it to our cabinet. And we talked about it. We do have funds in our LCAP for recruiting. So how this works is, this company will go out and, they'll find, some qualified teachers. They will send them to us. We will interview them, and then, we can decide, yes, we want to hire them, or no, we don't want to hire them. So we're only gonna pay them the 10,000 per teacher if we hire.
Yeah, but is this for one teacher or for as many as we can get?
That would be for one teacher. Really what I've asked, in my discussion with them, really for them to focus on is our 6th grade at Tropico, because we really need, some strong teachers in that, and we're looking for 6. So, site administration.
Trust me, you're not trying to convince me if it's important. I know it's important. I'm saying that I don't know how much we're gonna spend here because it's only listed as 10,000. But this is a headhunter agency that you're gonna pay 10,000 per person. So, yeah.
So
Is there a
do you,
person?
is there a cap, is there a limit? Are you saying, hey, we're only gonna potentially, it could be one person or it could be 5 people. So I think Mr. Coy's concern is that, hey, we don't wanna be like, hey, we owe you guys $100,000 for 10 employees unless that's in the budget. So,
Right.
And
you
That's the
know,
only thing I'm concerned. It's very valid, but the accountability is all.
yes, and I think that was kind of our limit, wasn't it? We put that in there,
That sounds right.
yes.
so is the limit 10 or is it 1?
Right.
Our limit, we would not go above 10. Really what we're looking for.
100,000, okay,
Yeah.
10. Limit, okay.
So should we
So it's
correct that?
100,000,
Should say per person.
up to 10.
Yeah, up to 10.
Yeah, I mean, because it just says recruitment services 10,000, it's not very clear. So it's 10,000 per person with the limit of 10
Yes,
potential hires through this recruitment agency, if we in fact hire them.
yes. Yes, we actually would have to hire them, before they would charge us.
I used to be a recruiter, I get it, I know.
And I would do it if I knew their secrets, but they have little reaches that
Yeah.
I don't have, but, yeah, we certainly are continuing our own search as well as, hoping to enlist some additional help.
And I just have one more thing. It's item Q, and I don't have it in front of me. It was emailed to me, but it wasn't printed, so I don't know if it was delivered late. But I had questions about the job descriptions for that because it said it was a K-2 reading specialist that reports to the principal, right? But then the requirements was a teaching credential, makes sense. Reading specialist credential preferred, if I remember correctly, but bachelor's or master's required. I thought that would already be covered by the teaching credential, but what I was really concerned about is when you look through later, and I made sure it wasn't interventions, it's an actual reading specialist K-2, but it said that there's like geometry and all this math stuff. So I don't know if someone didn't.
No, those are just basic requirements at the end, what they're asking for. But the job description itself is for a reading specialist, and that will be for Abraham Lincoln.
But do you think we should take off some of those requirements since that could potentially, what is it, page 50?
Those are on all of our jobs.
Okay, I might have had it then, sorry. 60.
I think that's just something that is.
Yep, it is there. My
basic to all of
fault.
our job descriptions.
Right, so if you look on the page 64, ability to calculate figures and amounts, discounts, interest, commission, proportions, percentages. I don't think a K-2 reading specialist would probably need to do that. And I just think that given our recruitment and retention issues in our small geographical area, or large geographical area, small population, we should probably relook at these things and make it exactly what we want, because we could be discouraging people from applying for positions like this that would otherwise be qualified.
Well, I think it's just something that is on all of our job descriptions. It's just a
Right,
generic
but like why?
kind of thing.
If it's not a requirement for the job description, then why would it be there?
So, Mr. Coy, if I understand you correctly, which section of this would you like us to take a look at?
Well, okay, so page 63 starts qualification requirements, and it says requirements.
Mhm.
On page 64, mathematical skills says ability to apply concepts of basic algebra and geometry. I'm not sure that I understand why a K through 2 reading specialist would have to do that. And I understand that it's probably just copy paste, and that's why I was saying we should just relook this, because I think it has a bit too much. Even bachelor's or master's degree in education, a lot of teachers don't have that. They have master's degrees, and they might have taken an alternative route to get certified. So the way that this reads, to me, it would disqualify quite a few people that otherwise would be qualified.
Really what we're looking for are the reading specialist and those specific certifications. So
Right.
we don't give our applicants a math test or any language tests of that nature. It's
Yeah.
just, they do interview, but we are looking for somebody specifically to teach reading at Abraham Lincoln for our members.
Yeah. So I think that would be a much simpler job description than all this other stuff. But that's all I had. And I'm not trying to hold you up from the stuff. I think we should relook it better in the future. So the only item that is A, because I just wasn't present.
Okay. So my motion stands.
Okay.
Okay, so motion from Vincent to approve items B through Q. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Coy, all in favor?
Aye.
And then we will, do another vote to approve item A.
All motion.
Yes, thank you. Motion by Vincent to approve item A. I will second that. All in favor? Aye.
One abstain.
Okay. Whoops. All right. Approve to commence formal bidding for the Tropical Middle School paint project. Tropical Middle School, Mr.
Alrighty. As you might be aware of, Tropical Middle School is under construction. This RFP is to submit for bids for the repainting of the rest of the campus so that it matches in line with the newer building, so that when everything is open by the start of next school year, the campus is cohesive. It has a much needed facelift. If approved, we can give our project management the green light to go ahead, start sourcing bids, and then we can, get quotes in and, at a later board meeting, and hopefully get the green light to go.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Coy, second by Renton, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, informational. In light of the fact that the Linden Gymnasium floor is being redone next week, Southern Kern Unified School District would like to honor Richard and Ruth Banks' contributions to the district over the years. Roseman High School Early College Campus proposes to dedicate the court inside of the gym to the Eubankses. Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, so right now the gym floor is being sanded down to a level it hasn't been done in several years, and a bit of preventative maintenance where if it's not addressed, it's one of those things, if it's not addressed early, it just gets more and more cost prohibitive to do it in the future. So an effort to both update it aesthetically, but also make sure that the finish is redone so that it is safe for PE and basketball, volleyball, everything that happens in there, that we're not creating a trip hazard. Things have been sanded down to the point that the graphics and everything will be redone. So we're approached by Kim Johnson and some other people from the high school to be able to take this opportunity to honor two people who have meant a lot to athletics in this community. So I have some bullet points I will go through. So Alternative name would be Laney and Weed Eubanks Court to use their nicknames. Reasoning for why Laney. She was a teacher of history, government, economics for over 22 years. She was a substitute teacher for 3 years, who coached volleyball for 10 years, softball for 15 years, boys golf, and was a chair advisor. She has worked the scoreboard and timekeeper tables for years. Some of this is paid as like basketball timekeeper and everything, and some of it's not, stuff like baseball. So all of her scorekeeping and everything, she's done that for over 30 years. Some of it paid, most of it not. She's, she did the banners that are hanging inside the gymnasium with the dates of the CIF titles and all of that. That's a little bit brief synopsis, and I apologize that I'm not doing, all of the service as much justice as it deserves, but, and then Richard worked for the district for 35 years, 15 years as a teacher, government, history, economics, and then 10 years as a substitute, 10 years as an administrator, not a substitute, around the bullet point. He's athletic director of Roseman High School for 10 years. He also, spent a good amount of time coaching, 13 years for football, 15 years of boys baseball, boys golf for 5 years. Again, with his wife, they both, worked the scoreboard for the football, basketball, soccer. And so that's their contributions, let alone, their children and grandchildren are, have come and gone through Roseman. That's and again, I apologize for, not doing nearly enough, justice to the amount of stuff they've done, but that the ask has been, of, taking the time and, ability to, honor two people who have meant a lot to athletics in the Roseman High School community for the last 30 plus years. So,
It's informational.
it's informational so that you kind of have a background of, who and why and this,
I love it. I love it. I played softball and volleyball for Coach Eubanks. Mr. Eubanks was the administrator of mine a few years, and I see them out there keeping score. I love it. I think that fits to just have the court named Eubanks Court because that's where they always are. They're on this court.
They're out there all the time. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, it makes sense to me. So this is great
Quite,
information.
quite a large contribution to the community by that. Fantastic way to honor them.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Irving.
Thank you.
Okay, item C, approve the agreement between Southern Kern Unified School District and SM3 to design and conduct a statistically reliable survey of voters to enable the district to make decisions related to the future bond program based upon the data. Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, so at the last board meeting, the board gave a thumbs up to moving forward with getting a company to do a survey to gauge community interest and whether or not they would want to vote for a potential school bond. Following the board meeting, the district received quotes from 3 different vendors. While, all, having more or less the same metrics of, how they're going to conduct it, whether phone, email. FM3 was selected in part because they were for the amount of I think overall they were the lowest company overall, but the amount of potential voters surveyed would be 300 compared to some other companies that were only 250. And they've also done work within Kern County, so, while not specifically, in the past for the district, they're at least familiar with overall, they've helped, get measures, or, done surveys for measures that have passed in, other parts of Kern County, so they're at least familiar somewhat with the demographics of the county.
And you said they would survey 300 people?
Yes.
300
Families.
families,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I should ask you this, but do we think that's enough people to kind of gauge what the community feels?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and by people, they'll go through, make sure they're reaching out to registered voters and not just, out in front of Albertsons, getting it, but, it's a decent sized sample of, and their, survey will be both in, English and Spanish, so that if there's a language preferred other than English, that, they're able to effectively communicate.
Okay. Alright. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Vincent to approve.
I still have some reservations, about it. Like I said, that's a large price tag, for what they're gonna do. I think I'm going to abstain.
I'll second.
I read the proposal and it says that, like you said, they're gonna take 300, they're gonna call, send emails, do, letters potentially, if I remember correctly, but what, is the risk of not doing this and sending the measure to if we want to send the measure to the voters, then what's the risk? What does this data do for us?
This data gives us that's close to a real-time, estimate of what our voters going to do. Otherwise, we're gonna take a stab in the dark if we go forward with a bond measure that may or may not pass, and we'll have no idea of, where we stand. If it, do we go forward and
So I need,
commission moving forward with the bond and hope it works, or at least have some sort of information of if we, response comes back at, 10%, it looks like that'll be the approval rate. I think it'd be kind of obvious to be like, maybe we don't do this right now, but, if it's,
And when you say do this, you mean put the measure towards, for the vote, for the
the
bond?
bond, so
Right.
the 2 or 3 meetings ago, the company that we work with to put the bond together, this was the plan. Like, okay, put it out there, get a survey to see what the community feels, and then depending on the results, kind of make our decision from there if we want to move forward with the bond. So, last meeting, we decided to move forward with going ahead with the survey. We found the company to do it, so.
Okay.
I did second, so I know you want to abstain, but all in favor?
Aye.
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 3 ayes, that's one abstain, gotcha, 1 absent. All right, so approve Hertz classroom furniture for the new classrooms at Tropical Middle School expansion project in the amount of $449,789.20. Mr. Irving.
alrighty. This is the quote for, classroom furniture for 28 classrooms, at TMS. This, includes, all of the, new construction, and so 26, what I'll call standard classrooms of, regular desk, chair combo, and then 2 science classrooms that'll, have tables and different types of chairs for different activities, as well as teacher desks, chairs for the teachers, portable storage cabinets, as well as, kidney tables.
And if I can just add something,
Yes.
Mr. Irving. From experience, I know that, and in talking to our project manager, typically the cost to furnish one classroom with new furniture, including everything, teachers, desk, etc., is typically around $25,000. So if you do the math, I think we came in at something like, and we bought some really sturdy stuff. I think you'll be very pleased when you see it. All the desks have not only a basket for the kids under them, but they have a hook for them to put their backpack on. Very nice teacher's desk. We came in, I believe, he said Monday around, was it between 16 and 17, something like that, 1,000 per classroom.
Yeah, it's a little bit north of 16 per classroom, but
Yeah. So we really looked and looked and looked, and we made them bring us a couple truckloads of furniture at the parent center for us to really sit in and try and for durability as well. And of course, this quote, board, I want you to understand, has not only middle school, we're talking the number of 30 students per classroom, but we also know that at times we could be looking at 31 or 32. So we did buy a little bit extra in every color scheme, and everything we purchased, just so that a year or two down the road or whatever, we don't have to just start throwing in whatever we have. We have some reserve in the same style of each building. Each building is sort of unique, the way the furniture was purchased, and the carpet and the floor for the labs. The labs are, lab furniture is also very, very nice to go with the science labs. So I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you. So 28 classrooms. Generally, it's usually 25K classroom. We got it for a little more than 16K, so that's fine.
Of course, there's tax and delivery and all that stuff thrown in there.
Right, okay.
I was reading about the delivery and it says you're responsible to unload the furniture from the truck and carry it into your building.
That's what our people do.
So.
They're like, beep, beep, that,
Yeah.
get in there and get it done.
There you go, back up.
All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
McCoy, second by Mansalette, all in favor? Aye. Okay, curriculum and instruction, second reading and review of the school plan for student achievement informational.
Yeah, so this is the, pretty much just the second reading of the SIPSA. We had the first one in previous board meeting where the administrators presented, and the second one, and the third will be, and action will be on, I believe, May 1st, the next board meeting.
This is an operations approved Southern Kern Unified School District low voltage for Rosen Elementary School, Old Campus retrofit RFP number 2024-04, which was approved by the board March 20th, 2024. Award bid to Cavallo Electrical Contractors for $105,877,000.65.
As you know, we're doing a renovation and retrofit of the RES Old Campus using ELOP funds. This is the low voltage work for that. So the first is Cavallo, who will do the installation. That's basically a cabling project. They'll run fiber cabling back to the main campus, and they'll run copper cabling to the buildings and to the rooms. They will install all of the equipment that we purchased from SHI.
Thank you. Do you hear a motion to approve?
Moved.
Motion by Mansalette, second by Rendon, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Ms. Wexler again, approve Southern Kern Unified District Equipment for Rosen Elementary School Old Campus retrofit RFP 2024-05, approved on March 20th. Award bid to SHI for $143,262,000.71.
This is the equipment for the project. This is the Promethean boards, the video surveillance cameras, the phones, the clock bell speaker combo boxes, the external horns. So SHI was the low bidder for this project. So we want to award the contract to them.
Thank you.
So moved to approve.
Motion by Vincelette, seconded by,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Boyd, all in favor? Aye. Okay, moving forward, approved change in contract from Medallion Contracting, Inc., order number 1 for the new cafeteria at RHC. Total change is $76,008.15.
Alrighty, so this is the first combined change order for the high school cafeteria project. It consists of 12 individual PCOs. The bulk of which are for time and material that happened during winter break, where the sewer line from the cafeteria was trenched out and connected over onto the boulevard to tie into the Roseland Community Service District, as opposed to the high school's septic system that has been on since 1962, 1963. Well, we're coming up on the 60th anniversary, so mid-60s. So time to upgrade from the school being built and put on septic tank and connect to the community service district. There's also a PCO for ceramic wall tile in the serving area. The initial design called for what's the acronym? I want to say FRV, but the coating that's in like restrooms where it's not quite tile, it's that easy to wash off, but slightly cheaper material. And then new lighting fixtures in the outdoor seating area. Once the lighting fixtures that were originally picked would not, in order to give the contractors the space to actually install them, would need to drop them down, and then if we do that, then they're not watertight, and we run into a potential issue of having, if there's a leak or something, having rain run into lighting fixtures that are outside, which we, if we can avoid that now, would probably be a better time to do it than once it, installing and then having to fix that.
So a question, so the new lighting fixtures, I heard your reasoning behind it, so what about the old ones? Are we selling them back, or getting a refund, like, how's that gonna work?
I believe we were credited for the cost of those and then charged back for the labor to install the new. So, well, then minus some, they add, the new cost of the additional or the changed out fixtures were at a higher price, so it's.
And are we still on point, like budget wise for this project?
Yes.
Okay.
Move we accept.
Okay, motion by Vincelette. I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Approved change of contract for Medallion Contracting Inc., order number 7 for the site utilities work at Tropical Middle School expansion project, and the total of $96,735.42. Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, the bulk of this cost is the due to the fact that we needed to purchase a switchgear. So the switchgear that's currently installed is a used one that we were able to get. So the original one that was ordered is still on back order, and it was ordered almost 2 years ago at this point. It was, in order to continue forward with the project without any more delay, we needed to purchase temporary tower, which is $43,716 of this $96,000. Not cheap, but the alternative was all of work would have been stopped because they're to the point with the construction over there that without power they can't move forward. The Other significant cost in there is the concrete pads and regulator cages. This is for the gas regulators, in the utility yard between the buildings. Instead of leaving the gas regulators exposed in the event that anybody were back there and anything were to happen with them still exposed, we run the potential risk of having gas for the buildings compromised if they were to be, kicked, had a ball thrown at that, like, sort of, thing. And at a middle school, as wonderful as the children are, sometimes they aren't quite as wonderful as they should be. So as a preventative measure to make sure that we don't inadvertently have a gas leak over there, looked at, getting cages installed over the regulator so that, they're covered unless they need to be worked on. And then, the other sizable portion of this is the intrusion system for the new classrooms. Had to make a modification to the alarms over there so that everything is tied into the same panel as the rest of the middle school. And we don't have 28 brand new classrooms that are, prime targets on, having, the $400,000 worth of furniture, damaged. So, yeah.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lett,
Second.
second by Mr. Coy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, personnel items, Mrs. Hargis.
Alright, I ask you to approve the personnel items as written.
Alright. I will make a motion to approve the personnel items as written.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Coy. All in favor?
Aye.
And since Madison isn't here, I make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Who's second?
Uh,
Bob? 8:41.